Hey friends, you might be completely new to my channel, and for that matter, you might be completely new to Everquest, but maybe you've seen a couple of my videos, and it's piqued your curiosity, and you're like, maybe I should try this game called Everquest. Well, I'm going to help you there, doing a total newbie tutorial for someone who maybe has never played before and isn't even sure where to get the game. Although most people know how to use a search engine by now, I'm just going to get you there the fastest, quickest, easiest way. Type everquest.com up in your search bar and hit enter. It will bring you to the official Everquest website where you want to create an account. You'll click up here on the top right. Fill out this form with your new username, password, confirm your password, and your email address. It also wants your birthday, and I can promise you that they've never done anything weird with my birthday. At least I have never seen proof of it. So I think it's fairly safe. I think if anything, they might send me like a happy birthday note or email. And then you press play free. On completing that step, you'll see this page pop up confirming your username, and you'll click on continue. You should find the Everquest download file already in your download folder after completing that step. But if for any reason it didn't download automatically, you can click up here on the right next to play free to download the game. Once you've downloaded the game, you're going to install it. It's all pretty self-explanatory. Just follow the prompts. After installation, you should see an Everquest icon on your desktop. You'll double-click it or right-click and select Open to boot up the game. You may be asked to make a few selections based on your graphics card and other settings. Once the game starts to boot up, it should look like this. It may take a few seconds or minutes to get to the login screen. This is what the login screen looks like. Here, you'll enter your username and password and select Login. Once you log in, you may need to wait a while for the game to install any recent updates. This can take minutes or hours based on your internet connection. Once the update files have been installed, you'll see a play button. You can left click on that to start the game. Here is the server selection screen. This is where you would select the server that you want to play on. And of course, I prefer Fronavi, but you could choose any of these other options. If you're using a free-to-play account, your server select screen might look like this. Any of these yellow servers will be inaccessible to you, and it'll tell you if you try to log in. Green servers are preferred, although I don't prefer them. And I don't know what the population currently is on Vox. One server I would recommend is the Fronavi server. You don't have to worry about role-playing preferred because there aren't a whole lot of people who currently role-play on it. It's more just a fun server with some relaxed rules and an excellent population of players. After you've selected the server that you'd like to play on, click on the Play Everquest button. This is what the loading screen looks like. You're almost there. This is the character select screen. If you had any characters, they would be shown here. But since this is a brand new account, there are none. So you'll have to create one. Click here where it says Create Character on the left. There are many races and classes to choose from. First, we have Barbarians. They're a lot like humans, just a little taller and stronger, and they can kick some serious butt. But they also might be considered a little more primitive. Next, we have dark elves. Just think of very angry, ill-tempered Smurfs. And that's what a dark elf is. Then we have the dwarves. They're short but stout and sturdy folk who really know their way around a pickaxe. Here we have the erudite. They're the brainy ones. They live on an island all by themselves, surrounded by a large library. They make good casters. Here is one of my personal favorites, the gnome. They may not be mighty in stature or strong in the muscle department, but they make great casters. Here are half-elves. They're obviously half-elf, but I'm not sure what the other half is. Here's a halfling. I don't know if that means it's half of a half-elf. Would that make it a quarter-elf? Or what? Halflings are usually well-liked and adept at eating pie. High elves are sort of the snobby version of the elves. They kind of think they're better than everyone else. They make great casters and good clerics, but they're not the best when it comes to fighting hand-to-hand. These are humans. What can I say? They're greedy bastards, and you'll find them just about everywhere. They can be almost any class, except for the more primitive, stockier type classes, like Shaman, Beast Lord, and Berserker. Here's the Ixar. They're sort of like Godzilla, but fun-sized. They're very evil and ill-tempered and not well-liked by anybody. Here are the Ogres. They're probably the largest playable race in the game. They've got a lot of muscle and make great tanks or warriors, but they're really, really dumb. These are Trolls. They're green, ill-tempered, and they make for a great shaman. They're also very naughty. Meow. These are Wood Elves. They're not really made of wood. I think they just like playing with wood. Probably someone else's. They probably make good druids. It's not easy being green or orange or purple. If you like bright, vibrant characters, well, these guys probably got the skin color for it. Try out the appearance mode and you'll see for yourself. Last, we have the Draken. They're the sad emo kids of the bunch. Some folks like them, some folks hate them. They are the most recent playable race added to the game. And like humans, they can be almost anything except for a shaman, beast lord, or berserker. They have improved night vision, and if you do some quests, they also get a dragon breath type of weapon that no one else gets unless they do some extra quests, and I believe they can actually have access to it too. That's it for the races. For this example, I'm going to select a gnome. I want to make a gnome necromancer. Necromancers are typically evil, but they're very self-sufficient and great for solo play if you don't have any friends. And let's face it, with a face like mine, you don't have any friends. You'll have to make a few selections before you finish up. Like, who is your deity? Well, if you're a necromancer, you've got one choice, and that's Bertoculus. He's very naughty and shameful and not very nice, but he's all we got. I believe he also goes by the Plaguebringer. His hobbies are pain and pestilence. Next, you'll select your starting city. I'd like to recommend that you just pick Crescent Reach, because Akanen is going to be a bit of a ghost town, and it's also kind of hard to get around compared to Crescent Reach. Next, you can select Appearance, where you can customize your look. There's a few different faces to choose from. Some look grumpier than others. Considering we're making a necromancer, I think I'm going to take this one because he's frowning and he looks pretty cross. Next, we're going to do hair. Ooh, that's a face only a mother could love. I don't know if I like that little tuft there. But you know what? It makes him look creepy. Like a balding, creepy ginger. Oh, look. We can also select hair color. I think I'm going to go for the bald, creepy ginger look. Because, you know, he likes taking souls and enslaving them. Now we have the eyes. I think I'm going to go with green. Nobody can resist a ginger with green eyes. You can select facial hair too. There's nothing douchier than a soul patch, so that's what I've selected. And of course, the curtain has to match the drapes, so the soul patch has to be ginger too. Once you're happy with your selections, hit accept. Now, there's one more selection that you can mess with if you want to, but you really don't have to. And that is advanced. If you want to mess around with the stats, you could potentially lower some of these to get extra points and put it into something else. But I would recommend just leaving it as is because it's set up pretty good. Then you hit OK. Last, you need to come up with a name. What name am I going to choose? I think I'm going to call him Fezzle Wicked because he's naughty and he's one of my gnomes. Once you're happy with all your selections, you'll click Enter World. And if your name is approved, you'll get this message that says Entering the Mines of Glooming Deep, which is the tutorial zone. The kobolds of Glooming Deep dig far below the surface of Norath. Greedy for treasure, the dark secrets of the depths, they recklessly expand their slave raids towards the nearby towns of your home village. Many have already been captured. Few have escaped, fearing the further approach of the Glooming Deep raiding parties. I might be reading this wrong. I'm trying to read it quick. Your kindred have chosen you to journey to your home city and deliver a plea for help. As the gods would have it, you are captured long before you reach the capital, alone and far from home. You find yourself beneath the lash of the Glooming Deep kobolds. They are very naughty. You are relentlessly questioned about the note you were carrying. Regardless of your answers, the kobolds pummel you between interrogations. As hours pass, hope of survival fades. Soon, you slip into unconsciousness. That means you're not awake no more. You went sleepy by. If you found all those little pages with the backstory tedious and boring, you are completely welcome to hit escape to skip them all and end up here in the tutorial. When you first log into the game for the first time, your user interface is going to be a complete train wreck. Things are going to be everywhere. This is after I had it sorted. You can move things the way you want it to your liking, and I actually have a whole separate video about tweaking your user interface and adjusting it to your liking. Let's get through the first few parts of this. You regain consciousness. Click OK. As you stagger to your feet, you realize someone is talking to you. Check the main chat window below to see what they are saying. Well, here's my main chat window. It's Arias, says, "Relax for a moment. I have freed you of the carbonite." Sorry, wrong story. "I just set your ribs back into place. After the beating you got from those kobolds, you're lucky to be alive." So we kind of owe this guy a favor. He was messing with us while we were unconscious, but I think he helped. So you can press H to hail him and communicate with him. Arias responded to your hail in the main chat window. That's here again. And this will explain everything. It just says, notice the word escape is highlighted and set apart in brackets. This indicates a key word or phrase that you can use to reply to Arias. And here he says, "Hello, friend. My name is Arias, and it's lucky for you that I'm good at binding wounds." Binding wounds is a skill in the game that lets you do sort of minor healing on people. The only stipulation is you have to carry bandages to do it, and every time you bind wounds, you use up one of the bandages. You almost didn't make it. You can thank me later. For now, let's join forces and escape this dungeon. So you can left click here with your mouse on the word escape, or you can type in the word escape and he will answer. Here is a task window, or as I usually call it, a quest window, where you have the task jailbreak. You can either accept or decline. Of course, you want to get out of the jail, right? So you're going to hit accept. And see, the door opened. Arias responds with, "Glad you're with me. I've picked the flimsy cell door lock with a chisel I stole from the mines." Quite the clever one he is. That's one obstacle out of the way. Here's what we have left to do. Okay, I'm following you. Together we should be able to bring down the glooming deep jailer. So we gotta go find a guy named a jailer. And if you don't want all these windows open, unfortunately this one kind of stays open for now. You can end up closing it a little bit later, but this one you can close. And this window here is sort of a little bit of a highlighter that says the different steps of your quest. So we're doing jailbreak, which is at the top right now. So to move, you press the arrow keys, or you can press WASD, right? You can also use, if you hold down the right mouse button, you can use the mouse to look around. Like you can look up, you can look down. You can also use the mouse wheel to scroll in and out. So if you're a fan of like seeing your back, you can do that. If you left click the mouse and hold it, you can spin the mouse and rotate and see what you look like from the front. This can be useful if you're maybe sitting down and recovering from a fight, and you can kind of still look around to see what's around you. That's the glooming deep jailer. He's the guy we gotta kill. I'm gonna cast one of my spells, which is supposed to be a buff to give me a little more health. And here's another spell I have in my bar that's called Life Tap. It's an offensive spell, and it should help me survive the fight. You can also open your inventory by pressing I, and make sure you have a weapon equipped. Note, if you're playing a monk, you won't have a weapon equipped because these are your weapons. You're really good at punching. So here we go. Gotta go kick his butt. And thanks to Arias' help, we defeated the kobold. Here, he dropped the key. To get the key, you can either click on this check mark, or you could just click on the key itself. See, now it's on your cursor. Then you could put it over Arias because we're supposed to give him the key to complete the mission. So I moused over him, I left clicked, and see, now there's a give window open, and it says Arias, so you can always confirm the name of the guy you're giving it to. And then you press give. And we went up a level. That big chime sound is going up a level, so we're now level 2. And we completed that mission, so we can hit OK. And we're out of the first part of the tutorial and entering the glooming deep mines. That's it for this episode. It's the basics of getting started in the game. I'll probably continue this with Fezzle Wicked doing the tutorial in the mines if you're interested. I'll also try to explain everything like you've never played the game before, because I'm doing this video or this series of videos for those who never have played before, like Ever. I hope you found this helpful and informative. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you hated the video, you can give it a thumbs down. If you'd like to support me and the channel, consider subscribing if you haven't already subscribed. You can also join the channel as a channel member. Channel members get access to special perks and privileges like custom badges, emojis. You can join our private Discord server where we hang out, trade memes, links to songs, and all kinds of stuff. And then we make plans for where we're going to go raiding or grouping every Saturday when we have our live stream. If you also like to thank me for the video, there's a super thanks button below that you can click on to say thank you with money. It's like a small tip or donation. Like you're buying your pal Fezzelwig a cup of coffee, or in this case, Fezzelwicked. Trust me, whether we're good or evil, gnomes like coffee. Thanks for watching, have a great day and a wonderful tomorrow.